Hello and welcome back to VHawks podcast. We have the week 6 predictions this week, and oddly enough, we have Vikings showing up because they won't be in this uh, predictions video. But look at this greatness. A runner up, or well, who should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year on the right, and the best player in the history of the National Football League who's going to score the most points of any player is pictured on the left wearing number 16. Will the Thrill Reichard.
Okay, that's
He's going
enough.
to rest his leg this week, but let's go through the rest of these picks. So, starting off, we're going to save Seattle for last as we always do. But starting off, we've got Jacksonville at Chicago in London, and that is the only reason I'm going to pick the Jaguars.
Yeah, Jacksonville and London. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with Trevor Lawrence in London. They just seem to play well. So, yeah, Jacksonville, you're going to get your second win for no reason other than you're at home.
Yep. Arizona taking on Green Bay. I love this matchup because Arizona has upset Green Bay many times. I'm going to pick Green Bay because I believe they're the better team, but I hope Arizona wins this one.
Yeah, Arizona would have lost that game if the 49ers didn't have their kick, or the 49ers did have their kicker. Um, so, yeah, I'm going to go with Green Bay. They started showing a little bit more improvement against the Rams. I feel like this week's going to be another game building back Jordan Love's confidence. Arizona's been up and down, especially when it's not been divisional games. So going with Green Bay on this one.
Next, you've got Indianapolis traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Titans just coming off their bye week. Oh yeah, this is a battle of trash for sure. The Titans just coming off a bye week, and before then, their running backs had great games, and because of that, I'm going to pick the Titans because Indianapolis has yet to stop the run, and Tennessee should be healthy coming off the bye week. So give me Tennessee, despite the odds makers giving them a 15% chance.
Well, that's just the amount of people that pick.
Or the amount of voting, my bad. Yeah. The voters giving 15%.
I'm going to go with the Colts. The Colts just don't win at in Jacksonville. Haven't done it since 2014. Titans. I don't know about their quarterback situation. If Will Levis is back, you're basically guaranteed some sort of turnover. Um, except when he got hurt against the Dolphins, and then he didn't have enough time to give them a turnover. Also, Miami just sucks, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm going with Indianapolis. I feel like Joe Flacco is just a veteran presence on that team. They played well enough to win against Jacksonville. They just ran out of time.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Houston.
Then
Uh, Rip Drake May.
I completely blanked out what you're doing. I was like, hold on, what?
Um,
Yeah, Houston.
yeah, Houston, Rip Drake May in his first start. That's not the defensive line you want to go up against to start the season. And yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good start for him.
if
Can we
Derek
three, two,
Carr
one
is
this
out
one
on
as well?
if Derek Carr
Oh,
is out
you're
on
good.
Sunday, three, two,
Two,
one, Tampa
one,
Bay,
Tampa Bay. Um, 3, 2, 1, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Also, back to that Tampa Bay game. Even if Derek Carr is there, I feel like Tampa Bay is still going to win. They want to bounce back, especially after looking up and down the past few weeks against the Broncos and then the Falcons last Thursday. They're going to have a bit more rest. New Orleans is coming off the Monday night game. So I think Tampa Bay, even on the road, has a pretty good advantage coming into this game.
Yeah. Even if there's some major signings or injuries, I'm picking Tampa Bay. Um, yeah. 3, 2, 1, Philly.
We both agreed on
Okay.
Philly.
Okay. What should be the game of the week?
Should.
Washington at Baltimore. Hopefully it lives up to what we all think it should be. I'm going to take Baltimore because they are at home. That is one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, and it has showed so far this season. Um, this will be the Commanders' first true test in terms of a winning opponent, and a contender for the playoffs. So this will be really interesting. But I'm gonna pick Baltimore to win this one. But hopefully, Jaden Daniels continues his campaign for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Commanders actually win this game just to show that Jaden Daniels is that type of player. I just see the Ravens winning. It's tough to win in Baltimore, especially for a rookie quarterback. It's going to be loud. It's going to be tough to play. Um, I just feel like the Ravens, they don't really lose at home. We saw what they did to the Bills a couple weeks ago. I just feel like this is going to be a big game for Baltimore, especially 3-2 to get up to 4-2. That would be great after their start to the season at 0-2. So both squads have momentum right now, but I see Baltimore pulling this one out and hopefully a tight game. But I could also see Baltimore just running over Washington's defense.
The King could make a triumphant return to Baltimore. All right. Then we got the Chargers taking on Denver. And I'm going to take Denver in this one. They're at home, coming off a win against the Raiders. Maybe their strength is division opponents. The Chargers coming off a bye week. They might still be a little bit banged up. I'm not sure Herbert's status at the moment, but pretty one-dimensional. Denver's defense has been pretty good, so I'll take Denver.
Going to the Las Vegas game, I'm looking up Herbert.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, Steelers taking on Las Vegas. Vegas has just not proven it since the Baltimore game, so I have no reason to pick them. I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh until the Raiders show me something.
Keep going. Go to
The
Dallas. I'll
Lions, the
catch up.
Lions, huh?
Go to Dallas. I'll catch up.
The Lions taking on the Cowboys. I really hope the Cowboys win this one, which is something that hurts me to say because I don't like the Cowboys, but I need another win over Detroit in the division. But I do believe Detroit will take this one, so give me the Lions. Should I keep going?
Yeah, I'll just do the rest of my picks once you're
Okay.
done.
Atlanta taking on the Panthers. I don't think that one needs much explanation. I'm going to pick Atlanta. Not only did they just come off a hot game, but the Panthers aren't really much competition at all. The Bengals taking on the Giants. I did have the Bengals selected, but you know what? Give me the Giants. The Giants have been looking sneaky good. Their defensive line is one of the best in football, and I really just want to shut the Bengals up. So I'm gonna take the Giants there. Bills taking on the Jets. The Jets just fired Saleh, and I think that's a bad move, especially since he had them in a top three defense. So because of that, they're gonna get slapped in the face again, and Buffalo's gonna win. So give me Buffalo.
Okay. There's literally nothing but Joey Bosa, Joe Alt, Rayshon Slater, Jasir Taylor, Deion Leonard. Like all of them are all questionable. They're all estimated to return on Sunday. So I'm going with the Chargers coming off a bye week and healthy. I could see Denver completely winning this game, but I feel like this is one of the weeks that they'll fall back to earth. I have Pittsburgh beating the Raiders. Raiders are falling flat on their face right now. The Steelers are going to want to bounce back after two straight losses. I have the Lions. I feel like they're going to be able to run on that defense. I don't care if any Cowboys are back or still injured. Lions are going to win that game. I have the Falcons. Panthers suck. Also, Kirk Cousins just threw for 500 yards. God help the Panthers. Um, I have the Bengals beating the Giants. I feel like the Bengals are going to want a bounce back game. That offense is finally showing up. Monday night, I have the Bills. I feel like the Jets are going to be in free fall now. They're coming off of a trip to London. Even with it being a Monday night, usually those trips right back where you're playing that next Sunday or Monday. That's a tough, especially when you're going overseas. Um, Bills are going to want some bounce back after two straight losses, so I have the Bills.
That's really funny because I think 'cause you said before the podcast that you had a few upset picks and your only one is Jacksonville. And that was after I told you that the game was in London.
I've had some switches since we started.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, I switched to the Giants actually mid while you were looking it up. I had the Bengals selected, and I'm like, you know what? Give me the Giants. So
No, because I think I had the Commanders. I switched. I had the Broncos. I switched. I think that was it.
it's weird that I stick with the Broncos and then switch the Bengals to the Giants. But I don't know.
Well,
So as of right now, we've got hold on. So we've got the Giants Bengals game different. We've got the Chargers Broncos game different. Um, and we've got the Colts Tennessee game different. So that's three as of now.
three, two, one, 49ers.
49ers. I think they're just gonna out physical you guys.
Yeah.
They're gonna run the ball down your throats. Um, and I think Fred Warner's gonna have a field day. Um,
Yeah, there's
and
still no
yeah,
news off the pup list. Murphy, our rookie defensive tackle, is probably still out another week. No news off the pup list. Just Nwosu went out during the game. No clue about him right now. Um, a lot of the guys talking about how we were just outplayed, out physical, out everything, out efforted. Just it's not good in Seattle right now. And honestly, that was probably our last winnable game in quite a while.
on paper.
Because we have 49ers this Thursday at Falcons. Then we have the Bills. Then we have the Rams, who always play us tough, even when they're injured to hell. Because why not? Then at 49ers, then home against the Cardinals, then at Jets. So it's just, I'm hoping if Seattle, I've made this comment to Tyler, and I will hold up this into the bargain if things happen. If Seattle somehow wins Thursday, I will not say a word during reactions next week. Not a word. Because I have no belief in this team right now.
Alrighty, well, I will hold you to that promise. That means you can't argue with any of my reactions. That's perfect.
You're about to be spouting the wildest shit.
Yeah, I can talk shit about your games from the previous weeks. Oh man, that'll be fun. I'm actually rooting for you guys to win. Not that I wasn't, but like I now want you guys to win even more now, so I can just talk a bunch of shit about it.
What to kick me after I win?
Pretty much, yeah.
What the
Kick the man while he's up, I guess will be the phrase that we'll use here.
where you better pull off that like same deal against with another team like the Lions or something.
Bro, I fully okay, spoiler alert. It's our bye week, so we ain't even playing anybody this week, but skip ahead to next week. I'm predicting the Lions to beat the Vikings. That's not gonna change.
So if your Vikings win, will you keep to that same type of deal that next
Sure.
Tuesday?
Sure. I'll do it because I mean I actually have hope my team can win though, so I mean
You're
maybe I'll
freaking
just talk.
5-0. What do you want?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a different situation. Like I believe we can win because it's also at home for us too. So like, and Justin Jefferson has field days against the Lions. So even in losing efforts, so there's always a chance.
Well, don't worry
Um,
because Justin Jefferson will probably get 30 PIs against the Detroit secondary because all they want to do is hold. So, and they'll probably actually call him for Justin Jefferson because why would we call him for DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett? No, we'll just call it on Tyler Lockett because why the hell not?
um, it's funny though because that's how we got a lot of our yardage against the Jets was just so many DPIs. Um,
Specifically against Sauce Gardner, which was surprising.
he couldn't hold it. Like he literally like he had to hold. was the problem. He could not keep up with whoever he was guarding. It was Jefferson sometimes and Addison others, but I literally kept saying throughout the game, stop throwing to Reed because whenever he would try to force a ball to Jefferson or Addison, which was the entire game basically, because nobody else had more than 2 targets, um, Reed was covering most of the time, and I was like, stop throwing to wherever four is. Just stop it. It's not gonna work. Because Reed's the other not talked about corner. He is amazing. And Sauce Gardner just did not have it that day. Maybe he didn't sleep well in London. I don't know. He did get banged up, I think, in the third quarter early on, something like that. But he came back in. So I don't know. But I'll do some type of deal like that with the Lions. We'll talk about it later. But like I said, it's completely different. You have no hope in your team right now, which is why you made the promise. I have hope in my team. I just believe the Lions are better and are going to be the first to expose us, but that's different than having no hope. Um, so we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. Maybe I'll make the deal. I'll do it if you give me a reprieve to not
Well, no, if you're making fun of Seattle, I'm going to make fun of
make
you.
fun of us after the Lions game. Maybe that'll be the deal.
Well, no, if you're making fun of Seattle, I get to do the same to you. It's only fair.
But you can't do it about the Lions game. That
If
would
you
be the
don't do it
deal.
about the San Fran game.
Well, no, that my point would be to talk shit about Seattle in their other games.
Okay, that's fair.
If you're not saying anything, that was going to be my point. But I mean, it's kind of a joke though because I can't just be on this podcast talking 10 minutes about games that happened weeks or months or a month ago. So
Technically, you can.
I mean, I can, but
Like every
it's not.
other sports analyst out there that's talking about games from week one still.
Yeah, even now, I mean, the media is like the Vikings still haven't beaten a good team. The Vikings still have a lot to prove.
I really
When
want you,
literally,
I'm going to start making you cite your sources because you have no proof.
it's First Take NFL with Nick Wright, and then there's a former coach who's on another talk show. Is it ESPN? It's that bald guy. There's probably a bunch of them, but there's a bald guy who doesn't believe in us.
Bro, Nick
Um,
Wright is just a Chiefs fan and that's it. If it ain't the Chiefs, he don't give a
yeah,
damn.
yeah, he is, but
Also, he
he's
can't talk down
they
about.
they still say it.
Also, that would be talking again about a division rival of his precious Caleb Williams, and that would be talking about another white quarterback that isn't the Prince Trevor Lawrence. So how dare you, Tyler? Bow down to the Prince and kiss his non-existent NFL ring.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we can look at the sources. They're starting to give us a lot more respect now, and I think we're one, two, or three on most rankings around the network now, which is good. Um, I just hope it doesn't turn into one of those like, oh, now that we have the recognition, we're gonna start playing worse. But I don't
Start
think so.
playing
I think
down
we've
to
still got most of
opponents.
our best ball. I hope not. Um,
At least
but
we'll have the Lions up next, which if you're playing down to them, that means you're still playing a pretty good game.
yeah. Um, and like again, the gauntlet of the schedule is basically over. That is what we were looking at as the hardest five
Must be
games ever. And now
nice.
now we have tied for fourth easiest schedule, I believe,
Must be
remaining. So
nice.
um but yeah, the Lions twice are what scares me the most coming up. And so we definitely have that after the bye week, but
You
I
get
mean,
Colts, Jaguars, and Titans in a row. I don't want to hear none. Stop that mess.
dude, I'm telling you who I'm scared of. I'm scared of the Lions twice. The
You get
Packers,
three easy
they
wins. So what? You're 8-2. Okay.
yeah.
And at least
I'm
probably
not.
make that
I
nine and
was I
two
was
unless the Rams start getting healthy.
I was just telling you who on the schedule scares me without having any given Sunday come into effect. I doubt we're gonna actually make it 9-2
Do you really
or
want to talk
whatever.
about
Fifth.
strength of schedule, Tyler?
No, hey, that's the point. The strength of the schedule at the beginning of the season. So many people talked about the Vikings going 0-5 to start the season. There were sources that had us having the number one pick.
Well, that was before
There were
Sam
so many
Darnold
sources
actually
saying,
started playing well.
yeah, I mean, gee, it's so crazy what happens when you give a quarterback actual pieces around him and good coaching. Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield.
Though we had seen 6 to 7 seasons, we only saw what 2, 3 years of Baker Mayfield before he went, and Geno Smith didn't really have that many seasons. Sam Darnold had 6 to 7 years, and there was no improvement.
Bro, Geno Smith had plenty of years.
As
What
a
the heck are you
backup,
talking about? Sam Darnold was a backup last year.
he played for 6 to 7 years, though, as a starter.
Dude, it's the same story though. Jets drafted quarterback, turned into a good quarterback when they got competent coaches and play calling. Plus, I mean, it's not even the fact that like it falls under the same as Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith. It's also the fact of like look at what KOC did last year with our quarterback carousel. He got each of them to do well, either winning games or throwing for 400 plus yards every game. Like that's crazy to do that with four different quarterbacks. So, but hey, I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy the bye week and
Sam Darnold, oh,
hope that
sorry.
we get TJ Hawkinson. Huh?
Sam Darnold needs to stop taking these hits though, because I think that's what 2 straight games where he got like clocked and he was
Yeah.
out for at least a play or so. Like if he keeps taking these hits, that could become an issue. You need to protect him, and somebody needs to protect him from himself, or that could become an issue because
I
he's
will
taking some
say
shots.
in terms of protecting him from himself, I actually don't think that's one thing that needs to happen because unlike Richardson and these other quarterbacks who don't know when to slide, Sam Darnold's pretty good at running for the first down and then going out of bounds or sliding at the perfect time. It's been when he stands in to deliver the pass that he takes a big hit from a defensive lineman, and that's what happened in both the Green Bay and the Jets game. Um, so I mean, it's mainly just standing in the pocket to deliver the pass that you want, and I mean, I don't think all quarterbacks have to face that. But yeah, going
So it
into
might
this
be one
bye
of
week, there's
those.
really only
Might be one
one
of
of the
those
what
things.
thing,
Sorry, you go ahead.
not one of what things. I'll let you finish.
Might be one of those things where you need to start looking at some quicker passes. Now you can always get some long passes deep in there or put in there, especially once you get Aaron Jones back and you can get that play action running. But right now with Aaron Jones out and your running game not being as strong, I'd say probably look into more quick passes, especially against Aiden Hutchinson, where he's going to be trying to go for Sam Darnold's life.
Yeah, I think the game plan will be good, especially because we'll have an extra week to prepare for it. And Detroit's defense has more weaknesses, I will say, than I think the past defenses we faced. Again, going into that, strength of schedule, first 5 weeks for us has been pretty tough. So, um, that'll be interesting to see. But I think the play calling will be good. My only hope going into the bye week is Aaron Jones continues to get healthy. If he's not ready for the Lions, don't start him. We'll get another running back somewhere. Um, TJ Hawkinson, hopefully he's ready to go. We had started him on the 21 day, I believe a week ago, so hopefully he'll be ready. Um, and Sam Darnold can get healthier from these hits he's been taking, get a little bit of rest, and come back. And then we also have one of our guards who's been on IR for a while. He's looking to come back soon, so if we can get him back for before the Detroit game, that'd be a great depth piece to have. But other than that, just hoping to get healthy and have a good game plan going against Detroit because if we win that game, we're looking pretty good in the standings for division and conference.
Okay, well, that'll be all, and we'll see y'all or reacting to week 6, and then moving on to week 7. Peace.
Peace.